Hey y'all, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for joining us today. Today is February 17th. I just kind of wanted to do a little video, like kind of talking about how COVID has been for me today. And hopefully it's helpful for somebody. So let's just jump into it. Unfortunately, last night I did not have the greatest night's sleep. I did not fall asleep until like 2 or 3, and I don't function that well when that happens, unfortunately. So obviously a lot of weakness, a lot of fatigue today. All of a sudden I'm really itchy, which usually does happen at least some like once a day, if not more, because COVID does interfere with your mast cells, and it causes like a mast cell activation syndrome storm, basically. And so with that storm and stuff, I get really itchy. I think that's what's kind of been going on with that. It does make my mast cell activation syndrome and my Pheo and some of my GI stuff, hands down, are really angry. Other than that, I'm still like trying to figure out like what's COVID and what's my diseases at this point. Breathing is pretty hard. Yesterday, though, they prescribed a treatment for my inhaler. Let me actually look at the name. Okay, so it's like, I think it's a steroid. It's Budesonide. I don't really know how to say it, y'all. I will also write it on the screen. But yeah, so they did this, and this was like kind of the last-ditch effort to keep me out of the hospital. We'll see. It's been really just hard, like, making those types of decisions, and you really see how little they know with COVID, because with so many of these symptoms, like, I would have already went to the hospital, but, like, they're telling me, a lot of them, that like, well, you can go and like get checked, but they're probably not going to really know what else to do. So that's one of the reasons I have not gone to the hospital. Like I said, though, the breathing is one of the hardest things for me. The nebulizer does help, and then in between I'm allowed to have like a saline nebulizer, and then I also have Ventolin, everybody's favorite, a rescue inhaler, all those good things. So they do help. And I guess like the pain in my lungs is a little bit better because I've been having really bad lung pain too. So lung and chest pain, I guess really like just torso pain. I do have a lot of joint pain, muscle pain, a little bit of bone pain, definitely nerve pain. I've been a little bit tight off and on. The tightness is primarily in my back at the moment. So sometimes with the breathing, I can kind of like talk normal and it's not a big deal, other than like some achiness. And then other times it is extraordinarily painful to talk. Other times, like, just breathing is literally agonizing. I've never like focused so much on like a breath and like how painful, if that makes sense. So like it's really painful, and it just really demands all of your attention, basically, this type of pain. It does kind of feel like heavy sometimes, like almost like think elephant on your chest. It does sometimes go down my arms, goes into the back, and so it is the lung pain. I was hearing like crackle sounds when I was breathing a couple of days ago. I guess like it started 1 or 2 days into COVID, and then it was up until at least yesterday that I was hearing the crackling when I breathe, which I've had before. It had to do with like inflammation and the way that my lungs inflate. But the inhaler does seem to help with that a little bit, and it does help my breathing. The other thing that has helped my breathing, well, 2 things. I have been using just like vapor rub. So just like Vicks that you would get just at the grocery store. Nothing fancy. Sometimes though I do mix it like with a CBD cream or like another anti-inflammatory cream, and I put it on. Then baths have been like the biggest thing, y'all. Like seriously, for my breathing, I'm not even kidding. I have to literally take a bath at least every other night in order to breathe with COVID. which probably sounds really weird, but we were able to thankfully find like some cold and flu like bath salts, which I think is by the Vicks company as well. So I put that in my tub, and then like some other things because I've like this whole bath routine and different recipes, and you know, you got to do what you got to do to cope with the pain, you know what I mean? So I actually put that in the like a capful in the tub like the directions say, but then I put a little bit on a damp face cloth and I just put it on my chest. That has been the biggest help. Not even kidding. Huge. Like I'm able to, after doing that, I can get air so much easier. And then when you're able to get air easier, you're able to sleep easier. So that's been the thing. Anytime that I'm having difficulty with my sleeping, with COVID specifically, because I do have a lot of insomnia problems. That has not really been an issue with COVID, only a couple of times, and the times that I couldn't sleep, I could not breathe. So it was like just hard to get air, and that's why I couldn't breathe, and that type of pain always gives you a little bit of anxiety, you know what I mean? We never lower the bed down completely flat at night. Thankfully, we're able to raise my bed, so my mom raises it for me. This way I don't have to worry about it. I was already needing a lot of help and a lot of assistance. That's obviously ramped way up. Like, I need so much help at the moment. Like I said, I can't go further than my parents' bathroom, which is not that far. I have not used the staircase in over a week at this point. It's pretty nerve-wracking because you always wonder, am I going to get it back? That's the hard part, definitely. The other thing is I am resting a lot, and that concerns me because, you know, that increases your risk for blood clots, but I'm so limited. Even sitting here for too long and like in pain, I pass out, like all the things. I have been passing out some. I've also had seizures. I've been doing stuff though, like to try to prevent blood clots and stuff like that. I need to really like start doing more breathing exercises, and I have like some goals with COVID, but I need to actually, you know, do them. I've just been really tired today because I didn't sleep. So hopefully tonight I'll sleep better, and then tomorrow I can actually be a little bit more productive in this whole COVID coping/recovery thing. And I'm not really sure. I will let you know down the road, like when do you go from COVID to long hauler? I don't know the differentiation. I don't know what the criteria is. I will need to look into that. Nausea has been something else that I have really struggled with COVID. It's super intense, guys. So I'm not just using Zofran and stuff. I'm also having like Gingens, which I don't have any more of, and I have cough drops. I'll show you those. Okay, so these are my cough drops. And I really like these because it's not just like a cough drop. At least for me, it also does help my nausea, which I'm like, I probably should have said that first. You're all probably like, why are you showing us cough drops when you're talking about nausea? So that's it. I mean, it's nothing fancy. And they're Manuka honey drops with ginger and echinacea. And obviously the ginger what helps my, my nausea. So I'm trying to think what else. Obviously I'm really weak, really fatigued, get worn out really easily, no endurance. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. The blood pressure, y'all, it's bouncing. This morning it was like 140 something over 129. It's crazy. At this point, like, the biggest guideline is if my oxygen goes under 90 for like a few hours, that's when I'm supposed to head to the hospital. Or at this point, if I don't feel that I'm safe anymore. Because like some of the guidelines, I don't feel like they're taking enough into account. I know that they're limited, and I know it's really hard because on one hand, like, you need to go and get help and like test and like imaging. On the other hand, the biggest setback for everybody is I will be exposed to Lord only knows what. So that's the big hesitancy, and that's debate at this point and why. I do also have a sore throat. I've had some ear pain, sinus pain. The headache, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if it's like a COVID one or like a Theo. Obviously, I have really intense brain fog too. Very dehydrated. I've had the runs off and on. So I swing from like runs to constipation. I think I already said my blood pressure it's still swinging, which it was swinging before COVID, so I wouldn't expect anything else. I have been extremely low. I have run more low than high recently. Not that it really matters, like it is what it is. I am able to eat some, and I'm really thankful for that. So I guess that's just kind of where we're at with the whole COVID situation. So yeah, I hope you are having a fantastic day. Let me know like something great that's going on in your world recently. I'd love to hear. Let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.